my fellow comic book collectors, Merry Christmas, kind of. It's not quite Christmas yet, but it's getting close. And to celebrate, we're having a special Christmas episode. This is part 1 on my channel, and part 2 will be on Mark's channel of the price variance that we're having this. Today I don't know what Mark brought. Mark brought me a present, I hope. But today I brought a bunch of Christmas related comics that are also great spec comics. So that's what I brought. I'm not sure what Mark brought, so I'm not going to, put any pressure on him, but we'll see what he brought, and I'm kind of excited to see too. And yeah, Merry Christmas. Let's get started. Mark, what do you have?
Well, Merry Christmas from me as well. I've dressed up. I've got my Santa hat on. Alan's lost his.
I didn't even bring an ugly sweater. I couldn't find anything Christmassy. It's kind of bad.
Right, I'm going to give you for your channel, Alan. I'm going to do an English Christmas. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to start, and I think this may be the first ever recording we've had where I have got the oldest comic, because usually Alan wins the oldest comic competition because of all his golden age goodness. However, I'm going to start off by showing you, I call it a comic. I get into trouble for calling it a comic because the aficionados say it's a boy's paper. But anyway, this is from 1920. It's the Christmas edition of The Magnet. Okay, so nice. This is a comic. Oh, I call it a comic that ran from 1908 to 1940, and it only stopped in 1940 because of the paper shortage in the war.
Wow.
And you can see it's the Christmas edition because it's got snow across the top of the title. And this dates from, this is a week, this came out weekly. It was written, one guy wrote this, and he wrote it every week for 32 years.
Wow.
And a guy called Frank Richards, and the famous character in this, it was all set in a boys' school called Greyfriars, and the famous character was called Billy Bunter. Yeah, so it's and when the Christmas issues come out, it's always snowing.
So what year is that one from?
This one is from 1926.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think you beat me by a couple decades, maybe. That's pretty great.
You sort of do generally get something in the 1940s, but yeah. So there we go. 1926. I also have it's again The Magnet. Oh, yeah, The Magnet, and this one's a bit later. This one is 1934, and again we can see the snow across the trade press, and there's a strange character looking in through the window, and there's snow sitting on the window ledge.
Almost looks like a Christmas Carol, like, and that's
it
like
does
Uncle
bit,
Scrooge or something.
The character does look a bit like Scrooge. I think he's a prisoner that's broken out. So that's my first English Christmas pick, The Magnet, 1926.
Wow, that's a cool one. So just before we recorded this video, I had Mark double checking on this for me. But my first one is a Christmas. Obviously, everything is Christmas related, but my first one is this one. This is Bugs Bunny Christmas Funnies #7, or Dell Giant #7, and it's a great Christmas cover. Has a really great Christmas back.
Oh yeah, definitely Christmassy. Yeah,
very Christmassy. Yeah. This one actually features the very first appearance of Speedy Gonzalez.
Wow.
So a character that I really like. I like these kind of taboo characters. The funny thing is, like, cancel culture tried to get rid of Speedy Gonzalez multiple times, and it's always the Mexican Americans that are always trying to save him from getting canceled.
That's classic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of funny. So In this, there's a really great story, and I actually read. This is one of the few comics that I actually opened up and read. It is right here. It's like a little Speedy Gonzalez and Message to Santa. Okay. And this is Speedy Gonzalez's first appearance. And he basically helps the other mice deliver their letters to Santa.
Okay, nice.
It's like a, nice little wholesome Christmas story. It's kind of cute. And the cat's trying to stop him and also eat him at the same time. Always wholesome when you eat your main characters, right? For Christmas. So nice Christmas dinner. So this is my first pick. I thought it was a great Christmas spec.
It's a very good one. Was Speedy Gonzalez the one who went Arriba Arriba?
Yeah. And then he was super fast. He was awesome. He was
sort of like the Disney's version of Flash.
Yeah. He was like, I'm not sure. I don't think he was created by a Mexican American. I forgot who was the creator. But he basically, at the time, they were actually trying to create something that was more inclusive. They were trying to. He was like and actually people loved him. Everyone loved him, and then later on somehow he becomes like some racial
stereotyping.
Yeah. Well, he would always wear like the big sombrero, right?
Yeah.
And like I can show you maybe. Let me see if I can find a good picture with him wearing the sombrero. And he always had a friend who was super lazy, like sort of a lazy mouse. One sec here. But I thought he was just I really liked him as a kid. Like I'd always watch like the Saturday morning cartoons. I just thought he was a really great character.
Yeah, I loved him as well. Really good. I always liked it when Speedy Gonzalez came on.
Yeah. I can't find the story. It's like it's such a big volume here. One sec. I knew here it is. Yeah, see, he always wore that kind of Mexican style hat. I'm not sure if you can see. Can you see or?
Yeah, I can. Okay. It's just
to zoom in. Yeah. It's a little, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to show different pictures of Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh yeah, I've got his hat now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I liked him. He was a great character. So hopefully they never cancel him, and always the Mexicans defend him because he's a great character. So yeah, that's my first one. So I actually got a lot to show.
That's a nice pick.
Okay, so what's your next one?
Right. Okay. So things that from my childhood, one of the things that happened at Christmas when you woke up in the morning, we generally stocking at the end of your bed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one of the things that I always got in my stocking at the end of the bed was there's a thing in England we produce at Christmas. We produce these things called annuals.
Oh, okay.
The sort of collections, sort of a big thick comic. And there were two famous British comics. One was called The Dandy and the other was called The Beano. And every Christmas they would produce a special issue. And I would always get one. I'd always get The Dandy and The Beano annuals for Christmas from age about 6 right through till I was about 16. Now here's one of them. This is actually from 1965, I think. Yeah, this is from Christmas 1965. This is the Dandy book from 1965. It just shows you the type of thing that we get. This is
quite thick.
The cat on the front is called Corky Cat, and there's a very famous character on the back here called Desperate Dan, who's a cowboy who eats cow pie. The Dandy actually, unfortunately, isn't with us anymore, but the Beano is. The Beano is still being produced. Now, I got both of the Dandy and the Beano annuals and I collected them from age 7 to about 17. I had 2 a year, so I had 10 Dandy annuals, 10 Beano annuals. I went off to university, and when I came back home one holidays, my mum had given them all to the local school fair. I was absolutely livid.
Wow, that's sad. Yeah, well, that's what parents do, right? They have no respect for people's stuff. But oh well.
And
So
I do have an annual from, and this is just called TV Fun Annual. So this is from the year I was born, 1959.
Oh wow.
This character was from a television series. It was another school-based television series. This was a British comedian who was in that show. And we also had a character in here it's a Canadian character. I'd never heard of him, but maybe you have. Mick of the Mounties, or maybe he's a British Canadian invention.
He could be. I don't know.
You don't know?
Like,
okay.
It's before my time, so that's maybe
before your time. We probably had a television show with him in. But again, this was the year I was born, so I wasn't watching television the year I was born. Yeah, so that one's from the year I was born, and I'm going to show you one more on this little show, and this is really nice. This is from 1966, I think. Yeah, and this is, they also did annuals for the superheroes. So this is Batman Annual 1966. So they got the rights to reprint these, and this one's actually, just looking through, it's in really good condition.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's in cracking condition because they used a better quality paper than the standard comics, and it's got reprints of a number of early Batmans in here.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I don't know how rare these are. You don't see them commonly around.
I've never seen them, so.
No. So there we go. That's Batman Annual from 1966.
Wow.
I'm showing these as Christmas things because in England, these were given to children at Christmas.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like 66 is kind of a key year for Batman. It's when the TV series was on.
Exactly. It is.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of a cool one. That's very nice. I like those. So, okay. So I have some stocking stuffers of my own that I brought. Well, my mom always would give us comics for Christmas.
Okay.
Like,
nice.
And Whitman would actually have it like sort of like in Canada we had these 3-packs. So normally comics would be like, maybe 40 cents, right? At the time. This is going back a bit, So you could buy a 3-pack though for $1. So you get 3 comics, normally it'd be $1.20, but you get it for $1. It's kind of a nice little thing. Yeah. So yeah, big savings. So in the 3-packs though, so this is one of the ones that I got in a 3-pack. So the problem was my mom would always roll them and put them in the stockings. Okay. So you know how we always go on about spine roll and like she'd roll them and like put them in the stockings, and then we would rip them open, and in the process I kind of mangled this comic a little bit. However, this just happens to be a super, super rare comic. It's actually nice. It's considered to be one of the rarest Uncle Scrooges out there. And if it's in high grade, which this is not, in a low grade like this, it's like a couple $100.
Wow,
in high grade, and it's several thousand. It's a very rare comic.
That's great.
And it was only in Canadian Whitman 3-packs. And it was just a random one that my mom, without knowing it, gave me like one of the most valuable Uncle Scrooge comics in history. So
well done, Mom.
Yeah, and so this was one of the ones that was, my Christmas present. So when I was a kid, yeah,
very nice.
That's my Christmas story.
I like
so
that
we'd
one.
get them in the stockings. You'd roll them all up, and then she'd wrap them and everything, and like we'd rip them open and would mangle the comics in the process.
Yeah.
So it's just like, but I didn't at the time, I didn't really see the value in the ones that my mom gave. Like, you know, I would appreciate like a Spider-Man or something like that, but she would always give me these like Disney ones. So, but mom was right in that case. So, so you never know. So that was my Christmas story. I don't know, my stocking.
Yeah, no, I like that one. I've got a few more annuals. I've got a few more annuals to show you.
Okay.
So
cool.
again, from 1966, I showed you a Batman. Here's a DC one from 1966.
Oh, wow.
Is the Super Adventure Annual, the book of superheroes. Now, I actually know, I remember getting this. I reckon I was about 12, and I went round a friend's house and they had this, and I swapped this. I can't remember what I gave him, but I remember I got this as a swap. So I had something, I don't know what it was. It maybe had been
probably just X-Men #1 or something, not really
No,
important.
no, it wasn't a comic. It would have been a toy of some description.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was my friend, I gave him my toy and he gave me this because I was quite keen on comics at the time, as you know. So yeah, so I do remember getting that when I was about 12 as a swap for a toy.
That's a really nice cover.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? We got Flash, Jimmy Olsen, Green Arrow.
Yeah, I'd be curious how much those would be worth. Like, what if they turn out to be super rare or what? Like, I think they must be.
They're generally not worth anything because they were produced for they're worth a few quid. You'll probably pay £5 or £10. Because they're produced for the British market, there's no American market for these things. And of course, America's the market that drives the comic prices. So,
seems to, yeah. But I mean, they look like something that'd be really rare and they're kind of cool.
I mean, these were given to kids, you know. So seeing one like you just don't see these. Right? I've never seen another one of these ever.
Yeah, those are cool. Like I've never even heard of them. To tell you the truth.
No. Next up, I'm gradually moving forward in time. So we also had 1972. This one is, and this is the Star Trek Annual from 1972.
Oh, wow. I like that one.
Really nice. And I was
BBC
really into
TV.
Star Trek. I loved the first series of Star Trek. I know you did too.
Yeah, I loved it. It was my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I used to watch it all the time. You know, every time it was on. My dad said it was rubbish. Which of course made me love it even more. Yeah, so here we go. And I think this is reproducing some of the Gold Key Star Trek stuff, and it's in really good condition because the paper quality is so much better than the quality. You know, this is the one. Yes, it is the Gold Key because this is the Voodoo Planet.
Yeah, I recognize the issue. Yeah,
and it's in really good condition. The paper quality is absolutely white. You know. So yeah, my guess is this is in far better condition than any of the comics from that period of time. Yeah, so there we go. That's Star Trek.
A really nice painted cover too. That was I really like the cover on that one.
It's nice. And there's a nice one. This is from the same year, 1972. This is the Marvel Annual from 1972. That's the Hulk. Hulk on there lifting an artillery gun.
Oh, wow.
And again, unfortunately, somebody's practiced their crayon skills.
Wow.
But yeah, so we've got some classic Prisoners of the Toad Men.
Oh, nice.
And the
I
last
think that's
one,
Hulk #1, right?
is it?
I don't know. It's something like that. It's like one of the early.
I don't know, probably. I haven't checked, to be honest. And then finally, just because we haven't seen him yet, Spider-Man Annual, 1975. A nice big Spidey on the back cover.
Nice.
So yeah. So if it's Christmas and they still produce these, the annuals is still a thing in the UK.
Oh, wow.
So there will be a Beano annual this year, or there is. I've seen it. There will be a Marvel. There'll be some Marvel annuals, but they'll be produced by Marvel themselves rather than being somebody having got the rights to print them.
So are these are different than the annuals that you would have gotten in the US, right?
Yes,
like there are annuals, but
yes, but the annuals in the just meant you got a big version.
The big thicker one. Yeah.
The annuals in the UK was a Christmas thing, so they came out for the Christmas market. So they came once a year. That's why they were called annuals. They generally start. You can probably get them from September, October. You buy them for your kids, and then you give them to them on Christmas morning.
Cool.
So it's a sort of English tradition. Yes, so they are different to the annual, because you get annuals in the Marvel runs, but that just mean they're a big, thick issue. Yeah,
it's usually it is a year end usually.
The Fantastic Four had a lot of annuals, and I think they produced one a year, didn't they? Yeah, but I don't think it was at Christmas time.
Yeah, it's whenever they decided to make it annual. A year later. So well, that's cool. That's really cool. So should I show one more and then we go to I'll show one more that is not nothing special. It is the number one, and it's another one that I got in my stocking. It's just Christmas Parade.
Oh, that's nice.
This is a little later, but I just like the cover. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything special about it. It's like Walt Disney's Holiday Parade #1.
Yeah, I like that. That's a nice cover.
Just a nice cover. I like Uncle Scrooge a lot. I kind of grew up, reading Uncle Scrooge, and I just thought it was a nice one because it has all the characters. So this was one of the last ones I got, growing up, right? It's like
Well, it's actually very Christmassy because, of course, Uncle Scrooge is based on Ebenezer Scrooge from Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. So
exactly.
In himself, he's Christmassy.
Yeah, he's very Christmassy. So I like Uncle Scrooge a lot. So I'd get always Uncle Scrooge for Christmas. Uncle Scrooge or Donald Duck, one of the two. So so that's my last one for this channel, and we're gonna go to your channel now.
Okay.
Okay, so I just want to say Merry Christmas. Thanks for everyone watching this video. We're gonna check out part 2 now on Mark's channel. So link is in the bottom somewhere. I never know which way to point. It's somewhere at the bottom.
Down there somewhere.
There's somewhere. Okay, so use that link to go to Mark's channel, and also I put his channel in the description. So if I'm pointing the wrong place, you can also look in the description. So go over to Mark's channel. Okay. Yeah,
I just want to say Merry Christmas to all the viewers of Alan's channel, and thank you to those of you who's come across to my channel. I know a number of you have. Last week's show, I had my record viewing for the price variance.
Oh, nice. It was a good one for me too. I think people like the spec videos.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Great. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Bye.